Okay, fam, welcome back. So we're going over the grayscale trusts. With that being said, let's get it. All right, so I apologize that it is taking so long to get this content out to y'all. Had a very busy day, had a lot of stuff going on. So a couple things I want to say first. So number one, the CPI came in kind of mixed, a little over, a little under. Markets didn't like that too much. They're pricing in a 25 basis point cut. That's fine. Whatever. I'm still expecting the markets to go up. Number two, I don't know what Versidium is. Okay, you have all these scammers in the comments that are like, "Oh, yeah, Versidium this, Versidium that." They're probably just trying to scam you out of money to get you to give them money. Please be careful. I don't know who these people are. I am not a sponsor for whatever this project is. I don't know anything about it. Okay. And so yeah, the market's pulled back a little bit. Crypto pulled back a little bit. The Grayscale Trust did pull back. Well, with the exception of GLIV, pulled back a little bit. You can even see that Bitcoin also pulled back a little bit. And if I go up here to the miners, you can see the miners also pulled back a little bit. It's not really all that surprising. Look, the month of October in the election year is usually the most volatile time of the year. The more we're at peak uncertainty. Okay, we don't know who the president is going to be yet. In my opinion, it's going to be Trump. We don't know how the Fed's going to react to the recent CPI. We got earnings coming up. There is the Tesla robotaxi thing tonight. If you guys are into Tesla, I know that Haley Ike, I don't know if you guys see her content, but I do watch her content sometimes, is very into Tesla and Palantir. A lot of people are into Tesla, so you guys are probably interested in something like that. If not, you don't know anything about it. So I'll say like I've said before, okay? What currently is headwinds after November 5th will become tailwinds. Okay. Again, we have the elections. We have earnings season going into the elections. Then the elections will happen. So by the time we get to elections, earnings season, for the most part, the markets will already have a pretty good idea of where it's going. Again, I'm expecting earnings to be very good. I'm expecting the beats to be very high. And then we'll also get the midterms. That'll be out of the way. The election will be out of the way. Trump, in my opinion, should and will be president. And then by that time, we'll be, I think, like a couple of days away from another Fed meeting, which, again, you already know they're going to cut. I mean, I know they're going to cut. Just because corporate CPI came in 0.1% higher doesn't mean they're not going to cut. Okay. It's ridiculous to think that that's the case. All right, so let's get into this. LTCN pulling back to that trend line. Again, am I personally surprised? Not really. So we're looking at 11.50 to about $13 support there. Kind of that 25 to 27 at that red box up there, and then 54. To give you guys the maximum measured move here, it is 334%. And again, the all-time high is roughly about 10x that previous swing high. And I read a comment earlier saying something about, oh, well, the only thing that's going to send these trusts to all-time highs is if Bitcoin goes to all-time highs. Guys, nobody knows what's going to send these trusts to all-time highs, okay? I suspect it's going to be Bitcoin, the elections being over with, all the uncertainty being out of the way, because markets love certainty. Okay, they go up on certainty. They don't go up on uncertainty. Those are going to be some driving factors, but we really don't know what's going to send them to the moon. Okay, anything could send these to the moon. It could just happen out of nowhere for no reason. Nobody really knows. I have my reasons why I think it's going to happen, but it could be for other reasons. We don't know. So $5 to about $5.35 on BCHG, potential buy zone here. And when I say we don't know, I'm referring to everybody that's participating in the markets. Okay, we all kind of speculate. We have our ideas as to what we suspect is going to happen, why it's going to happen. But at the end of the day, it's just a matter of waiting to see it play out. Okay. So 10 to 12.50. And then you got, I'd say about 18 to 20, 24 at that swing high. Again, the all-time high for BCHG is 60. So you have roughly about 180, 350, 400. We'll just call that 440%. All right. So HZEN, let me get rid of this fib level here. So it's still sitting within this box. I'd say this box is probably a good area to buy. So 350 to 420, and then you got 680 to about $8, and then you have roughly 10.5 up at the highs, or a swing high up there. Again, the target for the wedge is the top of the wedge, so 125 and 193 respectively. ETCG, so we have a cup and handle pattern. Well, actually, no, never mind. So that's on ET. We'll go over that one in a minute. Okay, so we haven't broken down from this. So as far as I'm concerned, 750 is still kind of the buy zone. You could say 750 to 10. Anywhere in there is a good, nice, cheap price, in my opinion. 1325 to, let's say, roughly about 1550, and then you have all the way up here at just shy of $20. So maximum measured move here, 162%. You could always say, well, I don't want to buy until it gets to lower zones. We personally thought the same thing in the last cycle when Bitcoin was at 10,000 before it actually blasted off to 60,000. We're like, oh, well, we're not going to buy until it gets down to 8,000. We were like, oh, it's going to go to 8,000. And then it went up to 15,000 and we're like, oh crap, we better get in right now before it's too late. If you choose to wait for lower prices or not wait for lower prices, that's your call. But as soon as these things start moving up, they move up pretty fast. So is what it is. Personally, this is just my opinion, but I don't think anybody should ever fully invest in crypto or fully invest in one position or one type of cryptocurrency. Okay, that's just my opinion. You guys can do what you want, but we will never put 100% of our money into crypto. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay. For us personally, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm just some guy, right? So 1850 support here, ETH, so 2330, 2860, and then you got the cup and handle target, roughly about 47.5. So the big move here would measure out to roughly about 160%. GBAT, again, we're getting all these upcoming golden crosses here, so that's something to keep in mind. That tells me that likely the big bull run that we're going to see starting here soon is just a matter of weeks away, in my opinion, maybe a month and a half, but it's not that far off. I mean, again, these golden crosses you guys are seeing is on the weekly time frame. Okay, this literally takes weeks, if not months, to play out. Okay, so it's not exactly a small deal. All right, so 450, 540 support, $7.90 to $10 resistance, and then the all-time high up there, 32. Again, I do think GBAT can go much higher than 32. I don't think 32 is going to be the all-time high. Again, the altcoins, the underlines for a lot of these trusts barely even moved when Bitcoin went to 75,000, which again is another reason why I think we're not likely at the peak. Because when Bitcoin moves and money rolls from Bitcoin into altcoins, man, those altcoins get stupid, absolutely retarded gains. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And we didn't see that this time. So my thinking is that likely we haven't seen a real alt season. Bitcoin's not really at its all-time high yet. So 100%, 543%, PhilG, FileG, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it PhilG. Nice and easy. So 35 to 42. Again, you got that MACD golden cross setting up after months on end. 400 all-time highs. Measured move here would be 1,300%. So a pretty juicy gain if you choose to buy this one. I don't know what the heck happened with GLIV here. Some mega dump. Maybe somebody that had a large position decided to sell off their position. I don't know. 1160 to 1450. It's pretty commonplace for people to paper hands their positions right at the peak of uncertainty right before we go into the bull run. That does often happen a lot of times. So $80 at the all-time highs up here at 540%. And again, I wouldn't blame anybody for not wanting to be in these markets. They are extremely volatile. They cause a lot of they cause people's nerves to become shot after a while. And the intention of the markets is to try to shake as many people out as they can before the big move happens. Again, you guys got to remember the old saying. I think it was Warren Buffett that said it. And again, this could apply to the crypto market as well. But he said that the stock market is a device to transfer wealth from the hands of the impatient to the hands of the patient. Do what you want to with that. I don't really care. So 40 to 46, and then you got 67 to 85, and then the all-time high up here at 220. So you got 108% and 460%. I've already lived through one of these bull runs. I've been through multiple recessions, multiple drawdowns, black swan events, you name it. So, when I see these big drops, or even smaller drops, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we when that August flash crash happened, we didn't sell anything. We just sat on our hands. We did nothing. Okay. So let's see, GSOL 300 to 350, and then you got 580. Okay, so it's about a 93% move. And again, when the pandemic dump happened, we were in index funds back then, and we were buying the dip on the way down, kind of strategically looking at the S&P, saying, okay, here's the level we could buy it, here's the level we could buy it, here's the level we could buy at. While everybody and their brother was freaking out, we were buying on that dip. Kind of wish we had bought crypto instead, but is what it is. So 15 to 24 here at support. You got 52 to 58, and then about 70 for GXLM. So maximum measured move here, 362%. Again, that's just from the swing low to the swing high. That does not include all-time highs. All right, Mana. So roughly about 10.5 support there, and then you have 18 to about 20.5, and 70 for the current all-time highs. So 485%. And the fact that this thing is having a second golden cross, a lot of these are having second golden crosses now. That's another indication to me that the top for crypto is likely not in, because if we were truly going into a bear market, these things would not be about ready to cross bullish to the upside. It just wouldn't be happening. We would probably just be going straight down, and we haven't seen that. All right, so Zcash, again, 320, anywhere between 320 to $5, in my opinion, is a cheap buy. So you got $8 up to roughly about $10, and I'd say about 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half, somewhere in there. So maximum move here, 230%. Yeah, so I mean they're down a little bit now, but again, typically Q4 is bullish seasonality. Usually it's a very bullish time of year. We just got to tough it out through these headwinds, and then things should look a little bit brighter on the other side. Again, I can't guarantee it, but based on history, there's an extremely, extremely high probability that Q4 is going to be very bullish. I've even showed you guys some charts, like the Bitcoin chart with September, October, November, December. Every time September has been green, Q4 has been green. Every time we've been in a halving year, Q4 has been green. And in our macro videos, we've gone over bullish seasonality in the past on the SPX, where we show you that literally almost every single October, November, and December is green for stocks. Okay. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.